shine. It's a brand new day with Mona News. It's time to have your say. She's got the scoop, the stories, all the latest trends. Mo's got the news, let's hear it. My dear friends, from politics to showbiz, no story's too small. Mo covers it all. She's got the inside call, her voice so smooth, like honey in the summer sun. With Mo on the mic, you know the news is always fun. Mornings with Mo, the best newsy news in the world. With her style so classic and her stories unfurled, from morning till night, she's got us in the know. Turn on your radio, let Mo's newsy news flow.
Howdy, you guys. It is January the 20th, and breaking news. I think there's inauguration going on, but also I am officially old. Like, parts of my body have started to revolt on me, and I was not aware that this was going to happen so suddenly. I thought that we would have like a meeting, there would be some peace talks, like my back would tell me, hey, post-it note. We refuse to do anything, even getting out of bed without bothering you. Welcome to 40. I had hoped that was going to be kind of my introduction into oldness, but no, I should have realized that my body was just in cray-cray land when it got, CRPS. But holy God, I did not think I was going to be down for 2 days because I was in a fight with a messed up buggy from a grocery store. But good morning, everyone. Thank you, DK Cripple, for replaying When You Wake Up. I know it is too early and too a Monday to be up early. Welcome, Dawn. Good morning. And Wolfram, thank you for all of your mod stuff. This channel would not work without all of my mods because they know how to do computery stuff and I don't. Welcome, John Beck and Kay Swifty, Kathy Michelle. Welcome. Kay, good morning. Yeah, so sorry to miss this weekend, you guys. I will give you more of a story because it is a shenanigans-filled story. It involves me. But let's get to the real news first. It looks like, and if this happens, you guys, my Dale Gribble heart may explode. My little tinfoil hat, brain may just lose all ability to function if we get all of this information out. I don't know why I tried to play with this when I was not feeling good yesterday, but this was not the time to play with my outlook on the things. But Trump has vowed to release JFK, RFK, and MLK assassination files in a massive transparency push. So this could be something that we might actually get answers on within our lifetime. Now, this seems a little too good to be true. I do still want to find out where my running mate from last, election season, Bigfoot, has gone. So if we could throw that into the loop, that would be great. President-elect Donald Trump has pledged Sunday to release a trove of long-hidden government files on the assassinations of John F. Kennedy, Robert F. Kennedy, and Martin Luther King Jr. Billing it as an effort to ramp up government transparency, Trump, age 78, promised to take action directing these disclosures within the coming days during remarks at his blockbuster victory rally in Washington, D.C. Quote, as a first step towards restoring transparency and accountability to the government, we will reverse the overclassification of government documents, Trump promised his supporters, packed into the 20,000 seat Capital One Arena. In the coming days, we are going to make public recordings related to the assassinations of President John F. Kennedy, his brother Robert Kennedy, as well as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Trump added, drawing one of the loudest applauses of that night. I say let's get it out in the open. We knew something was fishy we've only had a 20 gajillion plus I think 4 Mel Gibson movies about, how fakakta this whole thing was. Release it. I mean, let's take it back to South Park, but let's say that the government's not in charge of everything, but we have, a quarter of the people that think they are. Release everything. I really don't care anymore, but I think it will go to restoring a little bit of trust. It's not a miracle, you guys. You're not going to tell us where the aliens are yet. Don't expect too much goodwill. However, he still faced stiff pushback from national security luminaries such as his former CIA director, Mike Pompeo, who later became the Secretary of State. Due to that resistance, Trump, released a tranche of files, then postponed the full release to October 2021. Now, President Biden then took a very similar approach. Well over 95% of the CIA records, pertaining to the JFK assassination have been released thus far, CNN previously reported. Prior investigations by the government have concluded that assassin Lee Harvey Oswald acted on his own when he shot the former president. Still, there are many skeptics, of that conclusion and questions that remain unanswered. But on the campaign trail, Trump did indicate that he was planning to follow through and release everything still under lock and key on JFK. During his Sunday victory rally, Trump clarified that he will even go further by releasing outstanding government documents on RFK and MLK. Now, under the Martin Luther King Records Collection Act, the remaining files on the civil rights icon are not due to be released until 2027. Now, Trump wouldn't delve into details about whether he could speed that up or not. His remarks come one day before Martin Luther King Jr. Day, which coincides with the upcoming, inauguration. So if we can get some of this paperwork out, that would be great. I'm not expecting the internal state, whether you want to call it the deep state or the swamp or the ghost of, Hoover still in some fancy getup going to a ball. I don't think we're going to get this without a lot of government pushback from, industry insiders, let's say. So if we get this, yay. But I'm not holding my breath this time because I do think we are going to see a hell of a lot of pushback. But if we could get some answers in my lifetime, that's more than I thought we would get well before today. Now, I hope he has yacht insurance, but what the hell were you doing on a yacht that it just burst into flames on the ocean? How many bottles of baby oil did you have in that, allegedly in Minecraft? That is flammable. A massive yacht rented by legendary hip-hop producer burst into flames outside a Miami strip club. Both the yacht and Kennedy, or just the Kennedys and possibly the yacht? A massive yacht allegedly rented out by a legendary hip-hop producer, Metro Boomin. How dare I mess that up? Burst into flames while docked outside of one of Miami's most popular strip clubs early Sunday morning. I'm telling you, between the baby oil and the glitter body dust, the thing was a tinderbox waiting to go up. The fire broke out on the 95-foot-long vessel outside Booby Trap on the river. I mean, if you're going to have a strip club on a river and you don't call it Booby Trap, what are you doing with your life? Oh my God, Booby Trap. Only about 30 minutes after it docked at the adult entertainment, club around 3 a.m. Well, what did your grandma always tell you? Either really great things happened after 12 or nothing good happens after 12. And it depends on which, of my uncle she was talking about. I'm just joking. As to whether they were conceived before or after midnight. I'm just kidding. Workers at the club immediately sprung into action to help evacuate about 10 people that were on board. Come with me if you want to live. Also, put the 10 in my G string before I help you. Look, I'm not working for free. Let's see here. According to the director of security at the booby trap on the river, Michael Marfeka, what do you do? Well, I am a security employee, security chief at an important gentleman's club. What's it called? Booby trap on the river. Look, it's not something you're going to write home on LinkedIn about. The boat pulled up and they were, on the boat maybe 30 minutes at the dock when we noticed that it sounded like fire alarms were going off. When we looked at the boat, we did see some smoke inside the boat and we made the determination to evacuate the boat immediately. After everyone was safely removed from the boat, the flames continued to grow, engulfing the vessel and prompting a massive response from the Miami-Dade Fire Rescue at around 4 a.m. Now, local officials say that more than 30 units, some responding from land and others in rescue boats, were called to the scene to extinguish the fire. Now, the blaze, which officials said was challenging to put out because of the yacht's size and fuel load, became so large it drew a crowd of onlookers in awe of the flames. Yeah, I mean, an unnamed witness at the scene told NBC6 that the fire was unexpected and she'd never seen anything like this. Another said that the fire scared her because of its size. The yacht ultimately sank into the Miami River, and no injuries were reported, according to officials. So everyone's safe except for all of the massive amounts of whatever it is that caught on fire. Now, the Miami-Dade Fire Rescue said that they tried to limit fuel runoff with specialized oil spill response equipment that entails an oil absorbent boom after the fire was extinguished. This strong mesh-like weave encases a highly absorbent material that soaks up the oil and surface sheen. An investigation has been launched to determine what caused that blaze. Well, it's probably because they all went from the windows to the wall. Look, you have to be very careful because if that girl has the right frequency of twerk and, she drops it like it's hot, that's where sparks happen. I thought we all learned this. Let's see. Metro Boomin has collaborated with artists such as The Weeknd, Young Thug, Future, Travis Scott, but has yet to put out a public statement about the incident because, what are you going to say? It's one of those things. I don't know how a yacht fully engulfs on the ocean. These are mysteries. And maybe it's Satan. I didn't think we'd have to have an entire, stinger for this, but we're getting a lot of maybe it's Satan news here lately. Because what the hell is this? Now, we've been following this story. I don't believe you've forgotten this particular gentleman, but these people happen to work at mortuaries, and they have finally been sentenced after a long, drawn out, case where they were just selling body parts because there are weird people out here who will buy a human foot. Mortuary worker sentenced to 15 years in prison for selling body parts online to a sicko covered in face tattoos and piercings. A ghoulish Alabama mortuary worker was so, yeah. Who, like, of any person, if I'm going to profile a person who's going to buy dead people parts on the black market, I'm just throwing out there that is cast in 101. That might even be seen as too on the nose for Hollywood. A ghoulish Alabama mortuary worker was sentenced last week to 15 years in federal prison for hawking body parts, including fetuses, to a sicko collector who covered his faces in tattoos and piercings. Candace Chapman, this chick, 37, sold human remains from the University of Arkansas for Medical Sciences anatomical gift program to Jeremy Lee Pauley, a heavily pierced Pennsylvania man she met on a Facebook group that openly discussed the sale of body parts, according to Jonathan D. Ross, the U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Arkansas. At her sentencing on Thursday, Judge Brian S. Miller called her crimes some of the worst I've ever seen and sentenced Ross of Little Rock for transporting stolen body parts, out of the state and committing mail fraud, according to the Arkansas Democrat Gazette. There you go. Last April, she pled guilty to the crimes. Scott's disgusting deeds, which included selling a skull, brain, arm, ear, several lungs, as you do, hearts, breasts, a belly button, testicles, along with other parts, occurred between October 2021 and July 15th, 2022. Why testicle? Why a belly button? I mean, forget it. I might want to see a testicles out in the wild, or two of them, a pair of wandering testes. But a belly button, I have one at home. I can look in right in the mirror and I can clean my own lint out of it, and it's not assault. So I ask again, people, why do you need a belly button? I mean, I have boobs at home too, so I don't need to buy a pair. Honestly, this is not my shopping list. As you can tell, I mean, hearts, I already have one of those in a jar at home when I want to use it. Polly, 22. Now, Polly is this particular gentleman. A self described oddities collector paid her $10,625 for 24 parts of bodies, partially part of a twisted underground national network of body snatching from Harvard Medical School and the Arkansas mortuary. When investigators searched Scott's home, they found several body parts, and she admitted to bagging them at her job. Like, okay, you guys, I can understand if you worked at a bakery and I come to your house and I see muffins that are clearly bakery made at your house. I'm gonna need you not to bring your work home if you're a mortuary worker. Why? I mean, the Matrix sure is making sense now. I see how I figured it out. We are all in a simulation, please, dear God, because otherwise these people are seriously normal or real life people, and they are not, well, they're not make believe. These are real people. The heartless morgue worker even told Polly that the wrong ashes from a cremated body would be returned to the parents for dead fetuses. All right, no, that's it. This chick, it's not Satan. No, no. Oh no. No. Oh hell no. This chick is getting slathered in butter, draped in bacon, and sent to Snake Island. Because, doggone it, you want to talk about heartbreak? You want to talk about your heart being ripped out of your daggone body? You screw with people who have lost their kids before they were born, or they were born baby angels. Fucking disgusting. Ew. Just like, I'm gonna need some Purell to wipe the stink off of my soul, because you guys have just grodied it. And I sound like I'm from the mall in the early 90s, but apparently I turned into a valley girl when I'm very disgusted with humanity because I'm trying not to curse. Fine, you're right. Hey, Joe, you are correct. We are not going to waste bacon, but I'd be willing to give up some bacon grease for this heifer. I'd be willing to take one of my jars of bacon grease and give it up, because that stuff is liquid gold, but I'd be willing to give it up for her. Imagine learning that the cremated remains of your child given to you after the death, that they were not actually those of your child, because instead of the FBI recovering the body, had recovered that body of that child in another state. This is the shocking truth of what happened in the case for the family of baby Lux, Russ said in a press conference. Baby Lux was named Lux Sloan, which means light scent, and I've probably mispronounced that. I think it looks like it's Yiddish, and y'all know I don't means light sent, and now his light has illuminated an evil and a dark underworld of criminals who engage in trafficking of stolen human bodies and body parts, he added. At the sentencing, Donisha Smith, Luck's mother, told the judge that she was heartbroken after hearing of the hideous crimes. She is haunted by, my son being sent around the mail like a damn Amazon package. All right, nope. I retract my Snake Island. I am go ahead and if Lord Chippy attendants could please just step forward. Mama Mo has changed her mind. We are going straight to Lord Chippy because this chick does not deserve to convert CO2 to oxygen anymore, in my opinion. And I know that's plans to do that, so she'd be oxygen into CO2. But I'm too pissed off to remember science. I am not Sheldon, and this is not the Big Bang Theory. And fuck her. Welcome to Mo's, starting Mondays off right, being great, hydrated, and kind, and happy with the world. I was until this story, you guys. Miller, meanwhile, sobbed before her sentencing and apologized. Well, I don't care about your tears. The sentencing does not reverse the immeasurable damage that has been caused to the victimized family. However, the FBI and our partners continuously work to ensure that justice is served for all. FBI Little Rock Special Agent in Charge, Alicia D., co-order. Now, for his part, Paulie is on bond and awaiting sentencing after pleading guilty in Pennsylvania to conspiracy and interstate transportation of stolen property. So this will definitely be a bigger case. This did encompass the Harvard Medical Center. This happened in several mortuaries, state mortuaries. So this case isn't going to go away. And I do foresee that this is going to maybe become a bigger case, or at least link to other people. This is not something that I thought I had to put on my, irrational fears list. But this is why I'm going in the backyard, y'all. I don't need anyone with Mo's foot somewhere when I'm gone. I'm just not going to have it. Well, now speaking of someone who, maybe a monster, allegedly, unallegedly, we don't know, but someone who is, on his own heel turn, Neil Gaiman. Now, if you guys are not familiar with Neil Gaiman, he was the creator for The Sandman, Coraline, a lot of different things in Hollywood. I am not going to say that I'm a big Neil Gaiman fan, mostly because I didn't really know who he was until I did a little Wikipedia stuff. So, I'm just playing at being Neo today. I don't know who this man is, but I have read what he is alleged of doing. And Hollywood, y'all are weird, okay? The Sandman creator Neil Gaiman breaks his silence after 4 more women accuse him of SA. Quote, I don't accept that there was any abuse, end quote. American Gods, yes. I'm like, what are shows that Mo hasn't seen for 500, Alex? After an additional quartet of women recently came forward to accuse the once esteemed author of SA, the Sandman creator Neil Gaiman has finally broken his self-imposed radio silence and offered his first public response to the harrowing claims made against him. Now, a lot of the claims have been that, he engages in he and his wife were apparently swingers, the whole upside down pineapples, that he enjoyed sadomasochistic things. He wanted to be called master. Look, safe, consensual. You don't tell me nothing about it unless I ask. I don't care. But this seems like there were a lot of gross kind of power dynamic differences between everyone who Gaiman had a very consensual relationship with. But on the converse side, it also seems like some of the women that are accusing him, notably a babysitter, continued to be a babysitter after she alleges these assaults took place. So there does seem to be a little bit of a fog of war thing, and I'm not sure that we're getting the full story from either parties involved. Is kind of where I'm going with that one. Now, as previously reported, Gaiman's controversy first began in July 2024 when British news outlet Tortoise Media published a six-part podcast detailing stories of two separate women who claimed to have been SA'd by the author. The first woman, a fan of Gaiman's writing, identified only as Kay, claimed that in the early 2000s, when she was just aged 20 and Gaiman was in his mid 40s, she was subjected to a variety of painful acts that she neither wanted or enjoyed. Now, the second woman, known only as Scarlett, accused Gaiman of assaulting her in a bathtub at his New Zealand residence, with the assault apparently happening shortly after they had met in February 2022 when she was working at his house as a nanny. Now, though Gaiman has never issued a public, response to the podcast's content, he did inform Tortoise Media that he strongly denies any allegations of non-consensual times with the women and adds that New Zealand police did not take up his offer of assistance over one of the women's complaint in 2022, which he said lacked substance. So there are a bunch of questions, and here is where I sit as a ladyist who doesn't really care about anything but facts. I want to see if any reports were filed. I want to see what the cops actually said. I want to be able to ask the women who claimed that this happened at the bathtub, why did you go back? Please explain this to me. I don't want to believe women and I don't want to believe Neil Gaiman. So hopefully some of these lawsuits come with information because I am really tired as a person of seeing these people who waited 10, 15, 20 years to say anything when I think, we can be really real about the Hollywood casting couch and these sort of transactional relationships being very real since the advent of Hollywood or any sort of civilization where women could trade their bodies for positional, monetary or any sort of favor. We have always had these sort of, transactional relationships between, very attractive women and weirdos who look like this, but they can write well. I'm just tired of us acting like this is something new we have just discovered, like the wheel. It's not, but it does seem like these are going to, blow up. It, it does look like these generally have some sticking power, and it will be interesting to see how Hollywood and different people that had Neil Gaiman projects going forward, if those are going to be scrapped. Because who knows? It's Hollywood and they're all weird. In stuff that you don't really need to be worried about, but we've got to make, an article, experts worry about alarming baby trend that glamorizes violence. Well, let's see what is glamorizing violence. Parents are gunning for creative baby names that might be missing the mark with these. Oh no, not aggressive baby names. There's a rise in an aggressive and weapons-inspired name for boys. Newbery editor-in-chief Sophie Kim claims that monikers such as Wesson, Caliber, Shooter, and Trigger are popping up in recent years. Oh, so they've been around my swap meet, I can see. These are normal names in the Midwest. They're not alarming, but okay. It's rare for me to outright reject a name or name trend, but I cannot get behind weapon-inspired names, Kim told Huffington Post, saying they glamorize violence. Okay, no, they don't. They're just cool. Yeah, if you named someone, I guess, well, Fat Boy, Little serious of all the things you have to worry about as a parent, I'm gonna tell you what you need to worry about in a name. Listen, I have 6 children. I'm gonna tell you what you need in a name, okay? You need to make sure you can yell that thing. And I'm not talking about kind yelling. I'm not like, Sarah, put your shoes down. We don't do that. No, I am talking about demonic Samuel L. Jackson, you have woken up sick with the flu, and everyone has left their dishes in the sink for you to do when you get back to your purpose in life, which is caring for everyone. So you need to take that. You need to look yourself in the mirror and you need to go, Sarah, did you put the dishes in the sink again? You need to be able to be sure you can pull that demonic voice all the way from your mother ancestors forward, and you'll get there. 'Cause toddlers don't test you. You'll get to that, like, mother ancestor pulling voice around their preteen teens, you'll get there, but that's all you need to worry about a name. Make sure you can yell it. I would end in a vowel because you can stretch that shit out. Okay, because like, Hannah, like, you can't yell that. You go, Kayla. That A is gonna carry you at least into 3 or 4 other counties. So even if there are kids there that know they are not in trouble, they're gonna be like, anyone over here," end with an A in the name. I hear like a mom yelling from 3 counties over. Okay. So that's all we need to worry about for kids. You don't need to worry, but let's continue because apparently this is making them very scared. Names such as Colt, Ruger, Winchester, Remington, Blade, and Cannon are names that have been in circulation in the recent years, according to HuffPost, which cited data from the Social Security Administration. That initial wave of names borrowed from gun manufacturers probably peaked, but we're still hearing plenty of choices in this category. Abby Sindel, founder of the blog Appalachian Mountain, told the outlet, "The most popular names are now a little more subtle. Archer once referred to a soldier who fought with a bow, but now it sounds preppy and polished in 2025. Likewise, Barrett is a sophisticated surname that also happens to be a firearms manufacturer." Now, according to Kim, parents who choose these names might think these monikers are associated with desirable traits. No, they're just cool. And I mean, honest to goodness, who's going to name their y'all want to talk about we've got people naming their kids Cocoa, Apple, Pancake. What is it? I think oh gosh. She sings WAP and I always forget her name, but she's dumb. I'm going to get Anywho, isn't her name like Culture Casino? And thank you so much, Nick. Yes, I am going to do a 5,000 stream. I have been brought low by a malfunctioning, grocery go-getter cart, but I'm okay. See? Jedi Jess, LOL. If I heard Jess or Jessie called, I knew I was okay, but if I heard Jessica, I knew I was going to be questioned, and if I heard Jessica Lee, I was screwed. Yes. Yes. Name your kid whatever you want as long as it's not, something that's going to get the absolute, stuff and beat out of them. Because middle schoolers are assholes. There's a certain set of parents that believe weapon-inspired names have a renegade spirit, which has been rising in a theme among today's trending baby names. Maverick ranks higher than ever, and cowboy names like Dutton, Stetson, and Boone are climbing up. You name your child Boone, I'm gonna need you to come to the front of the congregation. That name has been destroyed by Sarah Boone. Give it a generation. We can bring Daniel Boone back. But Sarah's tainted it for now. This seems like a big nothing burger to me, you guys, but if you know someone who's going to be having a small human person, I guarantee you they would love to spend hours discussing exactly what you think of their baby names. No. No. If it's not your baby, you're not being asked to pay child support and or college about it. Don't be worried about it unless, of course, you are confused by, people who do L and then a hyphen and say it's Ladasha. That might be the only time where I really think we need to step in. Otherwise, name your kids whatever you want. You're the one that's going to have to deal with it. And so are they. This heifer, again, Thank you, attendants of Lord Chippy, for just staying at your posts, because this woman just, ugh. Carrying another child. Pregnant woman allegedly unalived 1-year-old son before leading feds on a cross-country search. Because, of course, ew. A pregnant woman from Georgia unalived her 1-year-old son, then went on the run, sparking a multi-day search that ended with U.S. Marshals capturing her in New York. Now, according to police officials, authorities have been racing to find the 23-year-old mother in the fear that she would harm either herself or her unborn child. We have a small child that has lost its life in the hands of its mother, and we would like to get this mother in custody because she is currently carrying another child right now. Rockdale County Sheriff's investigator Grote Levitt told ABC affiliate WSB before Gloria Wright's arrest this weekend. The sheriff's office announced in a press release Saturday that Wright had been taken into custody in Rochester, New York, by the U.S. Marshals. She was wanted on charges of first-degree murder and cruelty to children after her 1-year-old son died at her hands on January 8th, police allege. We would like to get her in custody for her safety and for the safety of that child, Levitt said Saturday. Wright allegedly fled to New York after unaliving her son with blunt force to the head, according to police officials. A telephone call with the medical examiner who assisted in the autopsy did conclude that the acute skull fractures were not a result of an accidental fall or drop, Wright's arrest warrant alleged. Now, details have not been released as to what led to the child's death or what Wright was doing in the Empire State. She allegedly spoke to an investigator on the 8th about her child's death, according to WSB, but wasn't arrested on that day. Now, on January 8th, 2025, the Rockdale County Sheriff's Office responded to a person not breathing call, officials said in a January 15th press release. Upon arrival, officers discovered the individual was a 1-year-old child. And you know what? You know what I will say is God bless these first responders, because the amount of humanity and spirit and soul it goes in to go into these situations and work your ass off to try to save this baby. And even knowing, even if you know professionally in your heart nothing is going to be okay, to try to do that, to give this child one last piece, one last connection to human goodness. Lady, I don't know what's wrong with your soul. I don't know if you have a soul, but you just get the hell out of here and don't mess with us people no more. You're just trash. And I hate to say that. It is funny that, for me, calling someone trash is so much worse than calling them a cahoot. Because when I call you trash, that means I don't have anything left that you'll be redeemed. I just don't. Like, usually I can even for Sarah Boone, I can call her a cahoot because I think there might be a 0.006% chance that she could change. But this one, no, just no. Trash, just absolute dumpster, garbage, water, trash. I don't have much more I can explain on that. Like, I don't know how I can explain better how, a cahoot is better than trash, but that's kind of Mo's operating system. Like, it takes a lot, but when you have gotten me to give you a trash moniker, I'm out. I don't care. I hope the vultures don't get you, sweetheart. That's kind of where I am today with that one. Now, upon arrivals, officers discovered, and they did their damnedest to save this child. Now, cops described Wright as having a tattoo on the side of her face and being a former resident of Newton County and Henry County, Georgia, in addition to Rockdale. A reward for $5,000 was offered for her capture, and the public was asked to do whatever they could to help locate her. Quote, the fugitive Gloria Wright has been located and taken into custody, the Rockdale police said on Saturday. The arrest was made possible with the assistance of U.S. Marshals. We sincerely appreciate the public's ongoing support and assistance throughout this investigation. And here's a thought. Here's just a little little thought. If you are moved by this story, then, maybe if you can, see what your local, children's home needs. You know, there are a lot of kids that are stuck in these, in and out of foster home stuff. And it has been really on my heart. I'm going to look at a way to try to help locally here. But maybe, let's get together and let's do something nice for these kids who really don't think they have anyone that even gives a damn what goes on with them. Because that breaks my heart. Lord, I need to stop watching Lifetime. I get too introspective, and it's those Sarah McLachlan videos. They catch you. Like, you're in a good mood, you are watching Betty Broderick or, you know, was it Meredith Baxter Burney pretending to be Betty Broderick, in the tawdry way that only a Lifetime movie could do. And you are there, with your popcorn, and you are like, she is such a heifer. And then they bring on the Sarah McLachlan thing, and you don't have your barriers up. Like, your mental barrier is not up because you are already in the Betty Broderick, like, what did this heifer do thing? And they hit you with those sad puppies, and you are like, I wasn't ready for that man. I was not ready. You cut me in the feelings. Now I gotta go tell Mr. Mo we just donated $10,000 to, the ASPCU. So, yeah, I will say that, and it for the most part, kids and puppies, let's just not be jackasses to kids and puppies. Could we do that? I feel like moving into 2025, we could always, we might not get abs or we might not, get, a six pack, but could we just try not to be assholes to children and puppies? I mean, I'll try once a day. Thank you all so much for everyone's support getting me to 5,000. I had to tap out this weekend, but I am planning a bunch of stuff. I'm like, I have all the things. I'm like 5. I'm like, and then we're gonna have a party and we're gonna have a cake and ice cream. But we will be doing, you guys have seen it before, but wait. Oh, please don't make them this or fall down, which is very possible. And well, not with that. We have Dingus the cat. So you guys will be listening to me curse and basically just curse my way through that. Let's be very honest. We're going to do also, I figured I would let you guys see Canva planning. Now, I will tell you guys, for Canva, for anything that requires graphical stuff, I curse a lot. Like, involuntary Tourette's level up to 27 cursing. So if I happen to do a Canva stream, it will be in all parts cursing. Basically just letting you guys know. Now, if you watched the Friday roundup, and Rosalind Duke can attest. Now, to me, it is not funny when it is happening to me, when the little left right clicky thing won't follow my every move. It's very upsetting, but apparently it is hilarious for others to watch me struggle. So so that's what I'm planning, and getting things set up. So on, look, we have officially tangented out of news, so I'm just going to chat with you. So, oh my gosh, you guys, I know I have been talking about the bed setup. for forever, and I finally had a breakdown with Mr. Mo. We are just tangenting full on into story time. So, we are gonna go back because Friday. Do you guys ever have one of those days, like now, they don't happen often for me, but it is like the day you feel like you could both win American Idol, like Dancing with the Stars, and also your hair looks awesome. So this is the day I'm having Friday. I am like, my poo doesn't stink. I am feeling good. I got to rap with Shizzy. He taught me some stuff. I am feeling full of myself and like responsible. Like, got 2 loads of laundry and not even just like rotated from the washer to the dryer, which is what I normally count as laundry, but like actually put on the table and semi folded. Like, y'all, I was a freaking fully functional adult human being. Now, what happens when you are a fully functional human being is you get a bit uppity, at least if you're me, because you're like, I am, I can do everything. So I took my little, uppity behind, full of highfalutin ideas, and I go to the Kroger, and I realized I had made a bad mistake when I got to the Kroger, and I realized that there was only one cart left. And now I assumed that it was because all the pops were on sale, buy one, get one, for or get 12 or whatever. They keep raising the prices. I'm gonna go. Anywho, so I figure this cart is fine. It's fine. I'm getting about halfway to that little part right before you get into the real store where they show you the mountain of, you know, Mountain Dews that they've stacked in whatever NASCAR configuration and or football. I think we're in football season. It was a touchdown thing, I'm pretty sure. But, I'm there and I've started to realize there is one wheel on here who now I don't know how they got all of the cat hair from my house, but it looks like it is full of the cat fur that, assaults my house. But I am a strong, independent, fully functioning, hydrated, got laundry done woman. Imma push this cart through the thing. And I was feeling okay, like, feeling okay, doing good. So I am, you know, just pushing this cart, and I start to thinking, 'cause, if you are a deeply unserious and somewhat too funny to live person like myself, you do or I imagine all of us have some sort of middle manager HR woman in the back of their head just sitting there going like, "God, she's pussing a wobbly cart again. This is how we get workman's comp. What have I what have I told her about, working within her limits? We have just had a pamphlet." Like, all I'm imagining is that my internal, HR slash, risk mitigation, uh, person is drinking heavily at this point because normal Mo is just like, "Hey, look how cool I'm doing. I am in no pain. I am pushing this cart and it's even wibbly, but I am able to, I'm feeling like Marissa Tomei, like, look, I have a split differential between my legs. So I am able to go up this cart, this curb without, taking the alignment out of my SI joints. All right. Like I am feeling sassy and classy. And then I get to my car. And I don't know if the Kroger, like, once I got out of the parking lot or out of the building, that's when my Kroger confidence left. Because HR me is back here and things are on fire. She is yelling about her stapler and she is like, "What have we told you about remembering you are a cripple?" And I was over here, "No, it's a good day." I was full Sarah Booning it. So at this point, I have reverted to Sarah Boone in my internal conversation between, my risk management person and, my dumbass self doing things that will hurt me. So I was like, "You don't understand. It was a really good day, and I was buying diet food and no booze. So, I mean, really, I don't think you can judge me." Went full Sarah Boone with it. So my HR lady is back here. "So, are you promising me that this is a good day, okay? So you're not gonna come in here with any, complaining tomorrow that you overdid your limits." And I was like, "Me? Of course no. That's tomorrow's problem. We're having a good day tonight. I'm just gonna take the magnum of wine that you reminded me, you know, to get now, but we'll be good tomorrow." So she's like, "Mhm." If we've ever seen that, little scene from Monsters Incorporated with Ethel, I think, or Edith at the end, like, "Okay, give me your reports then." So I wake up in the morning. Now, contrary to Sarah Moe and Boone's Farm and Zima, the power by which we all work, my foot and leg were on fire. She's more Linda from Bob's Burgers. I am not gonna lie. She is birthed from Linda from Bob Burgers and, uh, the lady from Coffee Talk. She's always verklempt. Okay, so this is where the story then kind of goes into Moe's starts of Moe's snapped episode. Now, you would think that Mr. Moe, we've only just celebrated our wedding anniversary. Now, you would think that he's been married long enough to not point out where I was being dumb, because I had to talk to him and I was like, "Hey," because you know how you text your loved one when you're still in the house because, calling them would seem like you were nagging them, but if you text them, if they happen to be up and they can help you walk somewhere, it's not nagging. They were just, "Were you up?" So he comes into the room and he's like, "What did you do to yourself?" Because all questions are generally started in that tone when it comes to me and not remembering that I do now have an official cripple pass and should not do all the things that I want to do. And I decided to go through this entire story with him about the HR manager and me being Sarah Boone, which, come to think of it, might not have been the best way to show him that I am functionally logical and, able to communicate what I need without hand puppets. Anywho, so we get through the story, and he said, because I said, "Now listen to me. If I duct tape this and put it together and I can have my leg up here, then I can do my stream today." And he's like, "Now I understand. Now this is where he about died, but because I was unmobile, God let him get this thing out." But he's like, "How about since you are apparently incapable of looking at this without being a stubborn redheaded female, we do this logically, and you can't work through a flare, and you need to sit down and take what actually works so you can be functional for the rest of the week." And I truly believe that I would have been much better had he just said, "Because you're a beautiful, stubborn redheaded female." But I have a feeling that, the honesty in that statement wasn't really appreciated. Sorry, Mr. Moe. I was like, "Well, fine, fine. You're just mean to me all the time, and people love me, and they wanna hang out with me, and you're mean." I'm just kidding. He was very right. I have learned to not mess with flares as much as I used to. So while, rewatching Stranger Things twice was a sacrifice, I'm ready for the next season, and I'm so happy to be back here. Hopefully, I get no crazy cart, but I might not be doing as many streams just with this cold snap. My body does not seem to like it. I don't know why my body has switched sides and wants to move to Arizona, but I don't know. So hopefully we will all stay warm. I do think I have one more story now that we are done with how the shopping cart hurt me because that was the most important. I got back into it, but it was I think I'd forgotten that I'd watched the last season, I think. Anywho, I watched it twice over the weekend, so I will remember at least one time somewhere. This is my final story to end with. This is why God made sure I was immobile to, when my husband made his comment, because I'm pretty sure that this chick was just told by her husband that she was being an irrational female too. A Turkish woman establishes the world record for watermelons crushed with her thighs. I mean, that is one way to get my aggression out. And I am totally not thinking about going to watermelon to get or to watermelon. I'm telling on myself, damn it. Now I'm totally not going, to go to Walmart and get a watermelon now. A Turkish woman who squashed 5 watermelons within a 60-second time frame only using her thighs has set a world record. Let's see if we can. Why am I laughing at this so hard? Okay, that's it. I'm going straight to hell because I don't know why this is hilarious to me. But she also has to wipe the watermelon goo off. Why? Why not use a pumpkin? Because then it's not all watery. So, she was handed a plaque and told that she was officially amazing, becoming the first person to earn a distinction of using their thighs to smash the most watermelons in 60 seconds. I wouldn't make her angry by asking. And here, all I can do is if you guys probably haven't seen this degenerate part of, TikTok, but those very proper Siberian women who can put like 2 brooms under their bust area? Pretty sure I could win at least half a broom contest. That's it. I must work on my watermelon thigh crushing abilities because I'm adding that shit on my LinkedIn, and I kind of want it to be real. So, you guys, I am going to go off to Walmart to go buy some watermelons. Yes, death by snoo snoo. I don't know why, but it was kind of nice to see a woman do something random and weird. Usually a guy swallows a dozen eggs or a guy cracks 100 balloons. So it's, kind of nice to see a woman doing something irrelevant for 60 seconds. Well, it's a talent. It's a talent. And if you can't handle that, if you're more of an up and down sports person, I'm glad we got Nick here because I didn't recognize him. He must have been undercover. But a Swedish duo has broken the world record for a 13-hour table tennis rally. I only vaguely understand the chick that slept with 1,000 plus dudes, but 13 hours for table tennis, I'm stumped. Like, I could sort of get the, 100, well, 1,000 guys, but the table tennis thing, I'm lost. Swedish table tennis enthusiasts Emil Olsson and Fredrik Nielsen, known as the Spin Duo, have a new record for the longest table tennis rally lasting 13 hours, 37 minutes, and 6 seconds. The marathon match occurred on January 20th, 2024 at Slice Malmo, a ping pong bar in Malmo. They have a ping pong bar? I mean, I'm asking as a friend who spent most of her 20s apparently popping out children and not going to bars. Ping pong bar? I do have some questions. I would figure being drunk would not be the place to be with ping pong paddles, but I am guessing most of that based on Animal House, which may not be, the best. Let's see. Over 4 months of intense physical and mental training had paid off as the duo lobbed the ball back and forth without a single break, cheered on by friends and family who celebrated the match with champagne at the finish. The world-breaking rally required unwavering focus even as the players multitasked, such as eating while keeping the ball in play. Technical support monitored the rally, which had to be continuous with no breaks between passes. When they surpassed the previous record, held by two players from the UK since June, Spin Duo cheered. In March, the table tennis club in Northern Ireland competed for a Guinness World Record for the most consecutive opponents in a table tennis rally. Well, there you go. So if you want to table tennis with the best of them, you're going to have to go longer than 14 hours. Oh my goodness. Well, you guys, I am going to go check on my children because we are in a state where the kids are all for e-learning today because of the inauguration. You would think that, maybe being in school and learning about, the government and how it works would be just as good, but apparently we're going to sit here and e-learn with them too. So I have to make sure that they are actually doing their e-learning and not playing Roblox. And then I'll probably hang out with Shizzy for a little bit. So I'll catch you guys over there. In fact, I will, because I am getting better at actually redirecting you guys. I know one of these days I'm going to be so professional and not get in fights with grocery carts. It's a thought. It is a thought. Alrighty. I thought Shizzy said he was going to be on. Well, we have, it looks like, Recovery Addict right now. I hope you guys have a lovely day. I should be on for Nightly Newsy News with you guys tonight. And, we will be going through all the news that you need and a little bit spicier for the evenings. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Stay warm, stay safe. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others, but carry a can of bitch fire because kindness, doesn't equal doormat. And the random place that you're going today is Recovery Addict. He is doing the Chen trial still, so I am sending you over there. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, you guys. Bye.